Hello everyone, Mr. Sorkin here. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. As today we're taking a look at Monica, a really crucial character to a lot of the narrative aspects in Fire Emblem 3 Houses. And we're going to dive into that today because, yeah. So, automatically, for those who may not know, I was about to spoil it, who Monica is. Monica is an interesting character because this really does show that this is a divergent timeline in the narrative. It really is important in that regard.
For the future that's yet to come.
The main reason
Another step toward victory.
is because Monica is not technically in the original game. Oh yeah, she's really not.
Here, my lady. Yes, just be careful.
So in the main narrative, she is captured and experimented by those who still live in the dark and kind of made into a copy into Chronia. Chronia is really important to the Fire Emblem narrative because, she kind of kills Gerald. And it causes a whole rift between Byleth, and it's also what ultimately causes Byleth and Shez to merge completely. So, yeah, the more you know. But we know in this that it's a divergent timeline because at this moment, when the game actually officially starts, you actually go save Monica before they can clone her in Chronia. So, yeah, I totally just speak difficult. So yeah, you know this is a different timeline, but Chronia does still exist, so the cloning wasn't really complete. That's how you know that this is a different timeline. So yeah, I'm happy we finally got more of Monica. She was definitely a character. I was ultimately surprised that she was playable in this, considering what we know about her in the base game. That was just a really big surprise to me. For some reason, it did for me be like, oh wow, this really does show that it's a different timeline. If you couldn't tell already by the fact that Shez was the main character in this. But that's just because, hey, I'm dum-dum. I will admit the one thing I really don't like about her in this game is that she is a mage, which doesn't really make you want to play as her. Again, I don't like mages in this game. Unlike three houses and warriors, the mages are not the best characters in this. I made it abundantly clear in some of my other character critiques, like, oh, unfortunately, they're mages, and it really just hinders the character for me. But Monica, I'm really happy she's in this game, again, because we get to learn so much more about her character, and I really like that aspect, that no matter what, they really do want to expand character aspects, which is great. I approve that, because, again, Monica is a character that's a lot of mystery. The only character I think that really knows about her situation is Aelgard, because it's kind of implied that Aelgard knew because she was a Black Eagles, but there's also circumstantial evidence within the narrative that she was sent there to spy, which also makes sense. It's not a far-fetched theory. But at the same time, this is during the whole, Flame Emperor was, seizing control, so maybe I'm debating if actually Aelgard knew. I wouldn't be so surprised if he did. Take that, rightfully so, and I'm going to get that. If I could just get that, please, and thank you, that'd be swell. So yeah, it is heavily implied that Aelgard does know what's going on with Monica. I would be really incredibly surprised if they were like, oh yeah, Aelgard knew none of it. I'm just like, what? That does not make a lot of sense, because I think Aelgard would, thank you for the defense, Aelgard, would know. It's really implied that she does know. So yeah, all my previous parts are just like, oh, I'm talking about random stuff. Today I'm finally like, oh yeah, here's some lore stuff about her, because I don't know if people play the original Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Feels like the game's close to 5 years old now. It came out in 2018. No, it came out in 2019 actually. So it's closer to 5 years. So yeah. I should press X. There we go. I'm waiting for the part where Kingdom Hearts 3 is turns out to be 5 years old, because that'd be very odd how time works, but okay. So yeah, that's just how the cookie crumbles, I suppose.
This small step to Lady Edelgard.
Yeah, she's really loyal to Aelgard in this, which it's really kind of cool because, again, we don't know much about Monica in the base game. Again, she doesn't have much personality in the base game. She's not a DLC unit. She's not unlockable in any capacity in the first Fire Emblem game. It's not like Yuritsa, where Yuritsa was eventually added as a character. It's like, no, this character is clearly not playable. It's very interesting. I thought, if anything, when I was like debating about like what characters would be in this game when this game was coming out, I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, it's gonna be like most of the house members. Like, I'm surprised it was all of them. And then I was like, oh, well, if they're gonna include Monica, it's gonna be DLC Cronia, because I really thought they were gonna do like a villain DLC pass. Now that we know there's not gonna be any DLC, which is a shame, because I thought there'd be some good DLC characters in this. Cyril would definitely be a DLC character, because Cyril is not in the main roster. Yeah, Cyril, Talus, Tomas, and Cronia should have been DLC characters if they were going to do DLC, which I'm surprised they didn't. I think ultimately, like, what they should have done to promote it, like, you know how the first one had the bridal Lucina skin if you got the season pass? I think they should have, like, done that, like, had, like, oh, there's special skin for all of the house leaders, which I think would have been worth it. If they're like, oh, you get the Flame Emperor Aelgard costume, which would have been good. The eye patch wearing Dimitri skin, which would have been cool too. See, I'm a supporter in DLC skins already. God's the only one where I'd be like, oh, what would it be? And I just like, maybe Summer Claude, but that's just my thought process. But so yeah, take that hit. Thank you. Beware by attacks with the wind tornado. Woohoo! So yeah, that was a brief history on dear old Monica and how I'm actually happy that she's in this game. I'm gonna do an A move. We are a bit on time. It feels odd because I'm just like, I was talking about the characters like narrative in the game, which was fun to talk about. She definitely has more of a narrative. I wonder, do you guys, if there was DLC for this game, I want this like as a poll. If there was DLC for this game, who would you have had as the DLC characters? I feel like Cyril, Tomas, Talus, and wow, I'm missing the word. Talus. Wow, I'm missing the words too. And Cyril. I think I already said Cyril. Cronia would definitely be DLC. If Gerald wasn't the... Oh, Aelise. Aelise would also be DLC. 100% Aelise would be DLC. So that's why 5 characters. But they normally did like 3 characters per pack in the original one, which is a great deal. The original one had some great DLC characters. Even though there was like one good one in the Fates pack, and there was one good one in the Awakening pack, and there was 3 good ones in the Burning Dragon one, which was a great DLC pack. So yeah, we're gonna do a bit more, because I'm just looking at the shot. It's like, we'll do a bit more. We'll do 1 more minute with the combat, because I'm enjoying just talking and recording this. So yeah, we're actually gonna take a break in between. This is our last Black Eagles main character, and then we're gonna take a quick break as we move on to the Blue Lions, last house. Well, last house before Ashen Wolves. We'll do that, and then we'll do Blue Eagles, and then we will do Ashen Wolves, take a break, and then do the rest of the characters that are like the side characters. So I'm really looking forward to that. I will find something to do in the immediate breaks. So yeah, I think a break is just a nice way to transition between them, but that's just my thought process. Also prolong things. So yeah, as that doesn't really work, but okay. Beware by orbs. A move, go. We're going to use this A move, and then we're going to do the support conversation, because I think that's a good time to do it. Actually, it'd be tempted to do it the one more side A. So yeah. We'll do one more side A, and I'm going to get that orb. There we go. Okay. And let's fire at them. Okay. As we send more fire. Oh, fire. That's Nosferatu, different move. Ooh, that fire did a lot. Burn!
But now that my life is my own again, I will not be stopped.
Yeah.
Your valor will be remembered by friend and foe alike. All of Adrestia will sing your name.
Okay, as long as they don't say how I was in prison for my senior year of school, but okay. Yeah, she was in prison. So she did technically graduate. So she did... So that's kind of why they brought her back in, is because they're like, oh, she didn't graduate because she went missing, and we finally found her after all these years, which is impressive that she didn't grow or anything, but okay. We're going to return to camp, and then we're going to do support, and then we'll end the part. I'm sorry, headphones users are like, oh my goodness. Does that be in the red? I like how it's just like question mark. What? That can't be 1 year after each other. That cannot be 1 year after each other. That did not add up at all. Anyway, enjoy Monica's support conversation with, let's actually do with Dorothea, because why not?
La 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 la. Is that Lady Dorothea? Oh, it is. Hello, Monica. Oh, is something wrong? Well, I was wondering. Are you the same Lady Dorothea who is known as the mystical songstress? Well, yes, I suppose I am. Did you not know that? Not at first, though it made perfect sense once I finally realized it. I find it difficult to believe it's really you. Well, I'm certainly not doing a lot of songstressy things here in the army, so I'm not surprised it took you a bit to put two and two together. But it should not have taken me this long. You have the same name, and you carry yourself in the same dignified manner as the Lady Dorothea I saw in the capital. I can't believe you're right in front of me. The excitement is so great I can barely stand. Oh, please, that's all in the past. Now I'm just another one of your allies. No, you're different. There wasn't a girl in the capital who didn't want to be you. I spent years trying to find a ticket to one of your performances. But when I finally found one, I ended up in a seat where I couldn't see the stage very well. It was so far back, I could barely even make out your face, or the rest of you for that matter. That's likely why I failed to recognize you at first. Well, I'm certainly pleased you came to see me, and I'm sorry the seat was less than ideal. Oh, but the costumes and stagecraft were more gorgeous and stirring than I ever could have imagined. Your songs captivated me. They reached out from the center of the stage, all the way back to me in my little corner of the opera house. Just thinking about it puts a smile on my face. You were a more passionate listener than I would have imagined, Monica. Moni? Still with me? Oh, my apologies, Lady Dorothea. I was sort of carried off by a wave of memories there. It's fine, but can we maybe stop with all of the lady stuff? I find it a little unsettling. Well, all right, Dorothea. You know, I'm somewhat surprised you didn't return to the opera company once the war broke out. You're not the only one. Adie and I being classmates was a big part of why I stayed, but suffice it to say that a lot happened, and now I'm here. It's a great honor to fight alongside you, Lady Dorothea. Maybe I should just return the favor and start calling you Lady Monica.
Couldn't agree more. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, because it does help us out. And we'll see you guys next time as we take a look at the Blue Lions. Don't know who we're starting out with. It's probably to do, I don't honestly. But we'll see you guys next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.